All right, so our next demo is going to be Tableau. Okay, so I'm going to show you Tableau online. As students, you have free access to Tableau desktop, and there is a homework assignment that you can choose to do with Tableau where you go and do a bunch of tutorials and you download and install software on your computer. Okay. But I'm going to do the online version, which is a cloud-based software that you can do similar things to what you can do with Tableau. I suppose the one exception being you can't process Microsoft Access files with the online version. Okay, so if you want to do that, you have to do the desktop software, and you have to do that on Windows. It won't support Mac either. All right, so let's go ahead and just do a real quick run through of Tableau, and you can certainly explore this more on your own. All right, so let me move myself out of the way so we can have more screen real estate here. All right, so we have some data that's available to us in Tableau already. Okay. So we can look at this sample data. And in it, we have a couple of different data sources here. Okay. So we've got regional data, which has data sources consisting of obesity levels, I forget what else. Obesity, college, global temperatures, flight delays, and economy and stocks. Okay, so we can look at things like economic indicators here. And we can see things like inflation rates, and we can slice and dice the data, which is one of the cool things about Tableau. So there's raw data out here as a data source that Tableau is able to then go in and visualize. And so this is a visualization of that data, and we can then drill down into specific pieces and look at things like right now, the inflation rate for 2021 is expected to be negative 16%, as opposed to last year it was positive 15%. We can look at things like annualized returns. We can go in, we can narrow the scope of the years that we're looking at here. Okay. We can then go and look at some of these other data sources. So we can look at obesity. And so we can look at things here. We can highlight specific states. Okay. And then we have the ability to go search for specific areas. So let's just go ahead and search for, oops, I think it might help if I knew how to spell the city I went to college in. And so then we can look here and we can see that in this county where I went to college, they have a 30% obesity rate. They have 18% eat few fruits and vegetables, etc. Okay, and so we can look at all these different data. Now, if we go to the college data, we can look at the distribution of SAT scores and the correlation with admissions to different programs. Okay, we can look at temperatures over time, so we can look at is it below average, or is it, below the median temperature, or is it above the median temperature here? Okay. So when we start to look at data like this, in this example here, for example, we can start seeing, patterns, potentially of, in support of things like global warming and whatnot. Okay. So we can slice and dice this data and visually look at it. We can say, like, keep only this. Okay. We can look at flight data, flight delays here for different airports. Okay. And then we can look at the, we looked at the economy already, we can look at stocks as well. Okay. Now we can go back here and we can look at some of the other sample data that I had here. So we had Superstore and the data source. So this is actually an XLS file, and this is a dashboard that's been created based on that data source. So we've got different views. So we've got an overview view of this data. And so here as a business, we have an executive overview where we can look at the profitability of our stores by region. So we can say in the West, we can choose order day and we can look at profitability and things like that. Okay. Now we can also go in and do some of these other dashboards. We've got a what if forecast. So as an executive, I can go in here and I can do a what if forecast. If we change certain things, how does that affect profitability? Okay, so this is where we can really slice and dice data and look at it visually in Tableau. Now if I go back to the main page here, I can here. So I can see the things that I've done, but I can go in here, I can do dashboard starter. So let's say I'm an organization and I use Salesforce. I can go and take this dashboard starter, connect it to Salesforce, and see real-time performance of my business from the Salesforce. Now I can just use sample data to show you what this looks like. And I can look at it from both mobile and desktop or laptop computer. Okay, so if we look at this dashboard here, now we can use this side here to go and play with what the dashboard looks like. But we can go in here and we can see we've got a heat map here based on the different sizes of our opportunities. Okay, and if I click on that, I can then see the individual opportunities for this customer. I can do filtering based on salesperson, product, industry, etc. Okay. All right, so that's Tableau Online. Okay.